All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Nerdlife Crisis Podcast, Comic-Con Day 1 edition. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Somebody's burnt out over there. What's going on, guys?
So we're not in our normal round table configuration. In fact, we are literally sitting around a room right now. Everybody is freshly showered. It's about 11 o'clock at night, and there's some general exhaustion here. So
it was a long day.
It was a good day, though.
It was a really good day.
It's a schwitz down here in San Diego, man. It is. It's humid. It's moist. Everybody walking past you, touching you, are all moist. So yeah. It was. We're all getting swamp crotch.
There's a lot of swamp crotch going on here. Let me tell you, like the sweat was pretty epic on day one. But what a great day one, guys! Like what a great way to start the con.
Awesome.
We took on like most of the room, most of the.
I think we've seen all but 6 rows of the main floor.
Yeah,
which is pretty fucking impressive.
We got through almost all the way through the small press.
We did. We were down in Independent Land.
Almost to the game section that you don't really
seen our friends from Man vs. Rock.
Always our buddies. We love
those guys are killing it, man.
We love Kevin Beaver and then the bunch there. So, but yeah, man. So let's talk highlights from day one. Let's first talk about the big change at Comic-Con. There was no badge pickup today.
Oh,
the badge pickup is they have finally, after all these years, have started to actually get this fucking in order.
So what happened when you went up to go upstairs? Because I took off.
Nothing.
I wasn't doing
that
yet.
Dude, we lanyard and away we went.
Really?
Like we actually had to walk past the one of their sensors. We beeped our badge. I think they're doing that so we don't keep going up there to get the bags. Maybe. I bet you, because there's somebody watching us right there, I bet you if it doesn't beep, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Or they get a red light, we don't get another bag. I don't know. But yeah. Well, they were definitely like,
the guy in front of us, he went red, and they were like, no, you got to go.
They were not as tight-ass on the lanyards this year as they have been in the past. They've been really hardcore about that.
Turn your stuff around as you're coming in and such?
Well, no. Just like the actual lanyard around your neck. Like one year when Dexter was going on, like I wanted an extra one, and they were just like, fuck no. And like today I got 2 of the Walking Dead ones. Like nobody gave a shit.
You could have mine too,
because
it has Fear the Walking Dead on it. So
oh yeah,
it says Walking Dead on one side, Fear the Walking Dead on the other.
Oh man.
Well, it's a gift.
Go back to Penny Dreadful.
I'll have to give it as a gift to somebody. But yeah, you know what? I think the new badge system. I like their credentials. This isn't just like a counterfeitable badge.
What's really interesting is it's like the switch to digital I thought was going to be a lot worse. And essentially, like now when you get to the entrance, there is you like swipe your badge and it beeps and you get a green light or a red light.
You tap it.
Well, you know, we all had a nightmare scenario of these event staffing people with like some sort of scanner gun trying to get us through the
Target lady. She's like, "Don't you know?"
It was scanning fine just a few people ago.
They're like, "I'm sorry, man. I just got training on this like 10 minutes ago. Dave, this isn't working. Can I get some assistance at C?"
You gotta turn it on.
We're gonna need assistance in Hall C.
Yeah, I was really worried about that myself. You know,
having experienced this at WonderCon, it was an absolute clusterfuck.
Oh, yeah?
Like WonderCon, I think I went off on a previous episode about how shitty WonderCon was.
I think you did, actually. I think
it was
you
bad.
did say something about that.
It took me like an hour to get my Pro Pass, which is supposed to be like, you know, the Fast Pass at Disneyland, and it... Like, my buddy was in and, like, wandering for half an hour before I ever got my badge. So there was none of that. They fixed that glitch. It would definitely... they worked out a lot of the kinks. I was happy that it wasn't as awful as WonderCon was.
well... The other thing too is
I still had a problem.
The guys at the door seem more at ease too. Which has been a big, a nice change.
Past, I have been yelled at on average 5 times in any given day.
And you know what? We've yelled back at them too. Like it starts to become a crappy con experience.
At a certain point, you're like, you're just being an asshole. Like you're not yelling at me to be effective. You're just yelling at me because like you're just yelling at fucking everybody. I didn't necessarily do anything, you know. The only
Yeah.
interaction we had was when we were talking with those the nice people, our new line friends that we met today.
Yes.
And the one girl was like, "I'm sorry, could you not stand right here?" And we're like, "Oh, sure."
Oh, hell no.
And it was-
I was not having that. Okay, here's the scenario.
You're standing on the masking
we're
tape.
at the Nickelodeon booth,
I-
and we're
I-
trying to walk by.
That's you. That's like what I'm talking about when we were
No, what? Oh, you're talking about something else?
later, and when we were down in the
No,
main
no.
hall.
We're trying to walk through the crowded, hallway. Not hallway. What do you call it? Aisleway?
Aisleway, sure.
And we're going by the Nickelodeon booth, and there's one of the employees at the booth trying to take a picture of somebody in their booth, but the girl walks halfway out into the aisle and is blocking the traffic, and then says, "Can you just go around?" And I wanted to tell her, "Hey, fuck you. First of all, you have a booth space.
Right.
Walk your ass over into your booth, because now you're getting in the way of everybody else's shit."
Did you know she was the one that like had planned the booth layout? This like probably 21-year-old girl. It's her.
Right.
She owns Nickelodeon, is what I would tell Chris.
You know what? She didn't have to be an
I
asshole
actually-
about it.
I actually sympathized with her because,
understand.
as a costumer, and I have people, trying to take pictures with me and their kids and stuff like that. And like here we get it all set up. I'm taking a picture with like
Fucking
6
seven
kids,
people walk through,
and
yeah.
and here comes fucking Ding Dong with his fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle backpack, and he's staring at his fucking phone because he's looking up for Pokemon or some bullshit, and he's not even aware that he just is in the middle of our
So you
picture,
wait for
dude.
him to get out of the way, and then you take it. I mean, it's not rocket science.
Yeah, but then here comes fucking Dragon Ball Z with the big
I
wig
get that.
thing,
I
and
get
that's
all
blocking
that.
the
I get all
picture.
that.
You're just like, guys, kind of be aware of your surroundings here. These people are trying to take
I just
something.
thought it was
and-
rude.
My absolute
You
favorite
know.
was we were in the DC booth today, and I was trying to take pictures, and I literally was like setting up, waiting to take, and I was like, these people were like, they'd get in their picture, and it had cleared, and I literally had just gotten focused, and this guy literally walks right in front of me and stands right in front of me, and I was like, are you done? And he was like, he turned around and he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't even see you there."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Right.
That's forgivable,
Yeah,
though.
guy, there's no
right
way
now
you could miss me.
right now getting through the doors has been an awesome change, and the security has been an awesome change. But there has been no change with the self-awareness of attendees
No,
at this
none
fucking
whatsoever.
thing, And today was only Thursday,
only
man.
get
Just
worse as the
let me
week
tell you, by
goes on.
Saturday, dude, and with guys like us who've been at it for a couple of days, like our patience level will be even goddamn worse by Saturday.
I also have a new complaint, and I think Chris would go to agree with me on this one. If you're going to bring your child to Comic-Con and that child cannot walk on his or her own, that motherfucking kid does not need to be at Comic-Con.
Exactly.
Like, you do not need to be rolling a stroller down
That's-
the aisle.
that's
Dude,
like taking
the
a baby
lady,
to
the lady
goddamn
with
movies.
Right.
Hey man, did you guys see the lady with the double wide twin
those
stroller?
are
She's not
outlawed.
allowed. She's not allowed.
Well, shit, she was out there with
Shouldn't have
one,
been.
man.
I saw that on Conan the other night. Last year they outlawed the double wide strollers. You're not supposed to have them.
Look, I'm like, I don't understand. Look, I get if you're a parent and it's like, oh, but it's like, when I'm walking around, I'm like, you got a baby in here? Like, why
It's
do you
not the
got a
place
baby?
for
Dude, I've seen some pretty young kids
Right?
today, dude, and I was like, damn, man, I couldn't even
First off,
imagine.
I would never want to bring my child at 3 or 2 or 4, or any age before 10. I'm like,
Yeah,
not interested.
once again, dude, complete lack of self-awareness,
Yes.
man. They just,
I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
At some point, it's just inconsiderate.
Yeah, for sure. So, aside from our general complaining about how people suck in the world, what did we enjoy about today? What was our highlights for today, Chris?
The barbecue was pretty good.
Oh my God! So we decided we went to dinner tonight, and
had an epic
we ate
meal.
as only fucking cavemen could eat tonight. It was
Yeah,
definitely a wives-free adventure in dinner time.
That was definitely like what 5 pounds of ribs, pulled pork,
We
chicken.
ordered a barbecue dinner that's supposed to feed 4. And it
I
fed
was
3.
surprised when they brought it out. They didn't all line up and shout "feast, feast."
Plus it had, and we had it at what was the name of the place? The Midway
Where they shot
Barbecue.
Top Gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, the iconic scene of him singing to the lady, "You've lost that love and
After having
feeling."
been in that establishment, I don't know where any of that would have taken place.
They were shooting from outside
They
the
had to have been,
windows,
because
man.
There was no room for like a piano and 7 other people in that shot.
Right.
So, but no.
But their food was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Dude. For like 4 sides, like beans and corn, and just like the whole thing, dude. It was awesome.
But how about actually at the Comic-Con, Chris? What was the?
Well,
it's not
I'm
a
just
food
thinking
podcast.
about. I still got the food baby here, and let's see.
The toilet's definitely gonna get plugged up here in the morning.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a lot of
like
meat.
normal, Chris saw some stuff. It was okay.
Not impressed by anything.
You know, there wasn't enough fucking independent comics that were printed on recycled
I will
fucking
say
toilet
this.
paper for them.
I've kind of reinforced something that I started to feel last year. I like to spend time with the independent comics, and I like to go to Artist Alley because I want to see those guys, you know, and those gals.
Are you sure?
The problem is,
Are you sure
when
you wanted to see them today?
No, that's the problem. At this convention, and it's only this convention, mostly. It's like the land,
This at every convention.
the
we go
land
to.
that joy forgot. It's like the pit of infinite sadness going
Yes.
into Artist Alley, because most of them just kind of like sit there doodling, hoping that someone will talk to them, and nobody does. You know, it's kind of depressing, and they don't do anything to try and get people over to look at their stuff.
It's funny because we go by Man vs. Rock, and if you guys have never been to the Man vs. Rock booth, our friend of the show, Kevin Bieber, that man pitches that comic like no other.
Nonstop.
And he, like, that pitches down to a science. Like, he's got that thing down, and
Yeah.
it's entertaining, and he sells you that book nice and fast, right?
Yeah, it doesn't take forever. It's
You
just-
go through Artist Alley, and it's almost like when you go to the bar, and it's like every bitch there thinks they're hot, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you're gonna come to me. It's like what I want a girl with personality that's over there, and she's like really selling it. You know, it's like that's what Independent Land feels like.
I start to feel like Atreyu with Artax, trying to pull Artax through the swamps,
He's all,
and I just keep getting bogged down, and it takes forever to get through each row.
don't give up, don't give up, Artax.
I had to leave. I couldn't do it today. I had to leave, and then I suggested, Steve said, "Well, why don't we start over here and we'll work our way back?"
That's funny because one of the guys that I had do some art for me, he's like, "We haven't had anyone here for a long, long time."
I don't know. I really regret my saying this. Steve said, "Well, why don't we start here and work our way over?" And we would have ended at Artist Alley.
We would have been done with the floor had we started on the other end.
Right.
Yeah.
Except we got stuck in the pit of infinite sadness in Artist Alley.
Well, you know, one of the problems too with Artist Alley is that, you know, most of these guys have all worked on every DC comic and every Marvel comic. So, you know, even their banners, it's like, okay, that guy's got some X-Men and he's got some Spider-Man, you know, and so on. Like, everybody kind of starts to look the same. And, you know, there's a few artists who their artwork really stands out, and they
Very
might have a really
few.
strong fan base. But for most of them just don't.
Like, why do I care if you're drawing Thor when the guy right next to you has a very similar looking Thor on his banner?
Right.
Like, why should
Yeah.
I care about yours when I could go to his? Like, there's nothing original about 90% of them.
Well-
and they are phenomenal at what they do, but so not. Here's the example. You got someone like one of my favorite artists, and I've talked about her before, Becky Cloonan. She's working on Punisher now. And her art style is so different and so unique that when you see it, you instantly know it's her.
Right.
No matter what book she's working on. And she's worked on a ton of books for like DC and Marvel. And you see it and you go, that's hers. These other cats, not one of them has anything. It's like Liefeld. Same thing. We rip on Rob Liefeld for the little tiny feet and the huge, ridiculous
It's at least
exaggeration.
unique.
But it is unique.
Right.
You know, Mignola's another one. Frank Miller's another one. They've got something that sets them apart. And a lot of these cats, they picked up the Stan Lee's How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and they've dialed it in, and they're excellent at it. And it's boring as shit.
And they're almost at every convention too. It's almost like the B celebrities that go to every con.
It's the guy from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah,
that's Richard Hatch.
So it's like meh. And they're just like, please buy one of my prints, that I printed this morning off of my
Matrix printer.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fucking charge you, $25 for the fucking thing, So, and after a while too, people start like, paper is something that you will, if you go to enough of these conventions, you will get enough paper that you're like, I have enough paper to last me. I could change this stuff out every month, and you'll never see the same piece again. So, like, what the fuck do I need another one for?
Most of us are at that point when it comes to prints.
Oh, for sure.
And some of the prints, like that one booth, like it's like outlandishly priced for a print.
Right.
I'm glad you value your artwork, but I don't know that this print's worth $170.
It's a freaking copy. It's not the original.
No, are we talking about Acme?
Yeah. Their stuff's really.
I've bought some pieces from Acme, but they were like $40 prints. Remember that they did that layer of the Rancor. They were pretty good size, and they were done like movie posters from like the 50s. So it was like layer of the Rancor.
They had prints for $165.
Yeah, dude. And then that's when they start selling you on the like it's a Gliese or a Gliese or whatever the hell. You're like,
it's a copy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
I mean, look. At the end of the day, there's a lot of really good stuff out there, print wise. There was a lot of great stuff to see today. Like this con, I think one of the things I liked, I felt like there was a lot less video games this year.
Yes. So
well, we have not made it over to the end of A. Okay, because remember they moved it the last couple of years. They moved it from over there by Artist Alley all the way over to A. And they had like big alien games and shit like that,
Video games this year. It was less video game con.
There was less junk.
Yeah, I would agree.
It wasn't swap meet.
No, it's got its fucking share of fucking black and white Batmans.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, Tiffany's tea. Where they sell tea.
Well, you're thinking like WonderCon. They don't
no,
do that
I
at
get
Comic-Con.
it.
Yeah,
but
they're
weeded out a lot of that.
Dude, they're getting my old lady who's fucking like, yay, here I am again. Oh, look, they got parasols.
Right.
That's getting my wife.
Now,
I'm fucking telling you, dude. You look at the closet in my house, okay?
I will say that at the end of the day, like for me, I think my highlight so far, my only downside is I don't feel like there's a in the past you've had like the ship from Watchmen and stuff like that,
or one of the mechs from fucking Avatar,
that just like blew me the fuck away. Like a couple years ago, when
there was one thing.
What's that?
The Walking Dead booth.
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead booth for me was my highlight so far of the day.
Like they set up essentially the picture, and we posted it on the Facebook page. I tried to link Steve's, but his is set to private on his page. Your picture of Negan. But it's basically like Negan with all of the characters lined up in front of the Winnebago, and he's about to bash somebody's head in, and you can get your picture taken with Negan about to get your head bashed in. Steve took a really fun one of him flipping Negan off, and then I took one of me looking sad about to get hit as one of the others.
But it's cool because they've got the RV that they were traveling in. They've got like this, this pile of wood like it was blocking the road and shit, and it's got part of an overpass above it, which was, that was pretty high up, and it was pretty cool, man. They had, every year it's one of my from the very start of the Walking Dead TV show. They've done a booth here, and every year that is like my number one spot to go. Yeah, with the guy that blew his head off, they fucking said, like, God help us all or something like that.
And then what was your 3?
That was the governor's special room with the aquariums and his daughter.
I didn't do a picture.
That was a fun one. I did that one. They've done Terminus.
Right, we did. That was fun.
They
walkthrough as well, and then last year was Everybody Ate Chris.
at the turnstile door.
So I mean, once again,
Yeah,
and
so
really,
one of my
AMC
favorites.
went over the top for the Fear the Walking Dead, which easily had the
Oh, that was my
shortest
favorite
line
part.
I've ever seen for any.
For any Comic-Con event like ever, like we literally walked right into the fucking
there's
thing.
So few people that, and it's like I don't think people realize it was even there.
After the display that they had last year off-site across the street, where they spent a lot of money to go ahead and promote that show and build that set, this year they had some extra shit laying around, and they said, I guess we got to do
It's
something.
like the inside of that plane cockpit, but they're like, we're good. We'll put one zombie in this one. We're not even gonna like pony up for a second zombie for this thing.
No.
I will give it to the kid who took my picture. There was a zombie in the plane, and the kid the kid that was taking the picture, literally took it. Like, he took 5 pictures, and it's me in the chair and the zombie just coming up and getting closer behind me.
Nice,
Off the show you.
nice.
Actually, it was kind of cool.
Nice. I was like, I was reading the In-Flight magazine.
Yeah, I posted that one on the Facebook. Basically, your expression was meh, which is
I
kinda
had-
how we
I
feel
had
about
my-
the show. Meh.
I had my fingers in my mouth like a gun, like I wanted to blow my brains out, like every time I watched the fucking
Hey,
show.
so Chris, tell us about your experience at the Ash versus the Evil Dead.
All right, so this was pretty cool. So we came down Wednesday night. We, meaning me and the kid, the youngest, and she's never been. So I drug her to a panel over at the library, which was a panel for educators using comics in schools, as part of their. And it was not exciting. It was a very informative panel, but if you're 10, you're looking at it going, and she was a really good sport. So after that, I figured, all right, I better go show her something cool because we left about halfway through. She made it an hour. So we head over to the little carnival area where they occasionally will have something set up. I think last year they had.
I call that what I like to refer to it as it's poor person's con because you don't need a badge to go over there.
Yeah, it's just.
yeah, it's all
Yeah,
freebie stuff.
Yeah, so if you're one of the locals, like
What did we get over there last
But
year?
they're gonna make you wait in that fucking parking lot in the sun
Yeah.
all day for that fucking Peanuts
Right,
hat.
right.
man.
That's what it was. It was the Peanuts hat last year.
never got it.
Yeah.
So we go up, and of course it's Wednesday, so nothing is really fully set up. They're still putting it all together, but people are curious, and they know that they're going to have cool free stuff. So Phoebe and I walk over there, and we find the Ash versus Evil Dead booth that they've got set up, the little display. And a really nice lady comes over, and she has a bag, like a black shopping bag kind of thing. And, you reach in the bag and you pull out a card, and whatever it has on the card, that's what they give you. It's kind of a cool little random giveaway thing. So we both pull cards, and I get like drink koozie, and Phoebe gets bottle opener. So we're looking at going, wah, wah.
Right.
We didn't get any of the fun stuff. So, but we're cool. It's free, whatever. It's a souvenir. So she said, okay. She goes and grabs some stuff, hands me the koozie and the bottle opener, and she hands Phoebe a little trucker hat with Ash versus Evil Dead and one of the foam like hand chainsaw things, and totally hooked her up like right off the bat. We don't even have her badge yet,
Right.
And she's already been hooked up with all this really cool stuff. So she's instantly putting the hat on, and she's rocking the big foam finger chainsaw thing, and making our way over the bridge. Super cool of them to take care of her that way. So that was cool.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, we picked up a bunch of new books that we'll be able to review over the next month or so, or 2 months as far as podcasts go. But
They spent $22
I spent.
and they got like 150 books.
And that is small press.
I think actually, if you reverse that number, that's actually closer to what we did. But lot of new fun books, some more continuing issues of books we've talked about before. But all in all, guys, I think a good day one. The floor,
Yeah,
the
awesome.
floor is pretty awesome. We've seen a lot. I will say the one thing I'm sad about is the Steve Jackson Games, which is my favorite place to buy games from every year. He brought like a booth a third of the size than normal years. And it was a little sad and depressing, but
I was hoping they would have some new like zombie dice stuff, but they just haven't.
it's a lot of games that I've seen before, which kind of bummed me out.
Right.
He didn't bring a lot of stock. I just, Comic-Con's always ever evolving. I will say there did seem to be more emphasis on comics this year.
And that's good.
I definitely approve of that, but that was day one. Tomorrow is a day. Well, I'm going to hope to get some interviews tomorrow.
Cool.
We'll see if I can get on the floor and talk to some people, and then Saturday is a big Hall H day. So we'll take a look at what's coming up, and hopefully we'll be able to sit down, Steve and I, because Chris is a gig tomorrow. So maybe Steve and I drunkenly when we get like 20 minutes in tomorrow night. Because Steve, what do we got tomorrow night, buddy?
Tomorrow night is the 501st San Diego Comic-Con Legion dinner,
Yeah,
man.
For those of you that are not 501st members, if there is ever a reason to join the 501st, it is for this party alone. Like,
This party is pretty good.
Awesome as far as parties go.
Like, we have members who didn't even get tickets to con, but they got tickets to the dinner, and they're coming down
It's
for
a
the dinner.
fantastic time, and as a non-501st member that basically comes along and Steve's bitch every year, I'm okay with that because it is a fucking fantastic event. It's our one sort of giant party we get to do every year. We are not party animals as far as things go because we are here for the con.
But they have an open bar at this party.
I want on tomorrow night. So, but either way, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our Day 1 Comic-Con recap, and we will catch up with you later. I'm Ron Miltz.
I'm Steve
Chris
Hale.
there.
And we're still going out of order. And we hope you guys are having a nerd life crisis.